The parents of Sheridan Gorman speaking out in a really emotional interview. The Loyola University student was fatally shot in a park in Chicago last month, allegedly at the hands of an illegal alien. Her mom and dad described finding out about their daughter's tragic death while also saying it never should have happened in the first place.
No one should have to deal with the police coming to your door at 6 a.m., falling to your knees when you hear the news that no parent should ever hear.
There's nothing that prepares you for going to the medical examiner's office and filling out the paperwork. Your hand is trembling, and then you have to go identify your daughter's body. And they ask you if you're ready, and nothing makes you ready for that.
We heard that. They say it was a senseless tragedy. It wasn't, it was a murder. It was a preventable murder.
Hard to listen to that. For more on this, we're joined now by DHS Secretary Markwayne Mullin. Mr. Secretary, good to see you this morning.
Thanks, Bill.
So let's dive into this case a little bit more, talk about the suspect here, an illegal alien from Guatemala. His name is Jose Medina-Medina. These are the charges he's facing right now: first-degree murder, first-degree attempted murder, 3 counts of aggravated assault. Appeared to just be a random shooting where he targeted Sheridan Gorman for no apparent reason. But this is his DHS history. Caught and released at the border by the Biden administration in May of 2023. And then this is the part that makes you want to bang your head against the wall. Just a month later, he was arrested in Chicago for shoplifting, but was released with no cooperation with ICE, no notification to ICE. Her parents spoke out about that. They say there has to be some cooperation. Take a listen.
Tell me about the policies that you think made this happen.
Honestly, we're really still trying to explore that.
Clearly, there needs to be some cooperation between state and local government and federal officials. When someone commits a crime and they've been here illegally, there needs to be cooperation. He was arrested for, yes, a nonviolent crime, but he also was here illegally. In our mind, he should have been handed over to the feds at that point.
Mr. Secretary, the sanctuary jurisdiction didn't want to cooperate with you guys, and now a young woman is dead.
Well, it's senseless, too, because, Bill, there is a real responsibility that politicians and law enforcement have to work together to keep our cities and streets safe. I mean, here Sheridan was simply watching the Northern Lights early in the morning with 2 of her other friends, and she warned them that a gunman was there, and it cost her life. Now, mind you, Jose was apprehended in May at the border, released by the Biden administration, apprehended in Chicago for shoplifting in June of 23, and was released, and then had a warrant out for his arrest, but wasn't issued or picked up in August of 23 for not appearing at court. 3 different times this individual should have been deported, and they didn't, and it's cost Sheridan her life. And can you imagine? I mean, as a father of 6, 3 wonderful boys and 3 beautiful daughters, I can't imagine what they had to go through. It just breaks my heart, and it was 100% preventable. And we're not asking to do anything except enforce the laws of this nation. And if Congress wants to go out there and complain about ICE and complain about CPP, then they can simply change the rules and change the laws. We're enforcing the legislation, the laws that they passed. And they're the ones that stood up these organizations to do just this, to enforce immigration and criminal laws and deport these individuals that are in this country legally. And it could be preventable. We hear too many of these stories, Bill.
And as all this is going on, DHS has been unfunded for more than 70 days now. Senate Republicans were trying to start the process of a reconciliation bill for you guys last night. I want to draw your attention to something that Chuck Schumer said on the Senate floor last night. He said that nobody respects ICE or Border Patrol. Take a listen.
Adding $140 billion to an agency that nobody, to two groups, Border Patrol and ICE, that nobody respects in this country.
Mr. Secretary, your response?
Well, it makes my ears red. It takes a lot to get me upset. But Chuck Schumer, no one respects you. The definition of a lying scumbag politician, that is you. You would be the definition if you Googled you right now. I mean, why don't you just come out and be honest with American people? He wants to have open borders. If you want to defund the Customs and Border Protection Agency, if you want to defund ICE, who is in there arresting the criminals that the laws were passed by you, you had time to change those during the Biden administration. You didn't. because you're for open borders and you're for the criminals running amok in our cities. And for you to say that is so disrespectful to the law enforcement that is out there protecting you, because he has a detail with him. How about he walks around these city streets without a detail? I wonder how safe he would feel.
Your agency has been shut down since the middle of February. I understand you guys are spending upwards of more than $1 billion every 2 weeks just trying to hit payroll. You're moving some money around. President Trump has signed a couple of executive orders. You're trying to get your people paid. But that money is, I hear, is going to run out in early May. What kind of impact is that having, and what's going to happen within DHS once that money dries up?
Well, right now we spend roughly 1.7 billion every 2 weeks in payroll. Mind you, I have 270,000 employees. The president did sign an executive order to be able to pay us until the end of May or end of April. My last payroll will come out the first payroll of May. After that, I don't have the ability to pay the employees anymore. But what we're not talking about is the bills aren't being paid either. We've been shut down for 69 days. I have gas cards, true gas cards, being shut off. I have individuals out there that are trying to deliver and protect the seas from the drug cartels getting to our shores, which is our Coast Guard, that is having hard times literally getting fuel for their ships. DOW is having to fulfill those. We have contractors that went since February without being paid. We have vessels that can't get licensed. So we have barges, we have tugboats that's on our inner waterways that can't get licensed. We're 18,000 vessels behind because that department has been shut down. We're at critical mass, and right now Democrats can continue to play political theater because I guess Chuck Schumer, the leader of the Democrat Party, said it the best, that no one respects ICE and CPB. That's absolutely false. That's a lie. The American people overwhelmingly supports deporting these illegal immigrants and enforcing our nation laws and closing our border. There's not even, the polling is like an 80% issue with the American people, but the Democrats are so afraid of their primary base that they are willing to hold the homeland hostage. Listen, I have 22 agencies that their main job every single day, we get up and we protect the homeland. We protect my yard, we protect your yard, we even protect Chuck Schumer's backyard. And we do it, and right now they're expecting us to do it for free, and they've been doing this for 69 days for us, and enough's enough.
Yeah, and I've been hearing horror stories about DHS employees using their personal credit cards to rack up expenses. No, they're not getting reimbursed for months, and now their personal credit scores are taking hits.
Right.
It's a ridiculous situation. Mr. Secretary, thank you so much for coming on this morning. Great to see you.
Thank you, Bill.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.